New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands in MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
Well, it's Pete Hoffman filling in for Sal Licata. I think he is riding high off of that ass-kicking by the New York Knicks as they just completely pummel the Indiana Pacers 121-91. Again, thank you for listening and watching WFAN Daily. You can please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now listen, Jalen Brunson did what he was supposed to do, and the Knicks looked all that story about being unhealthy and not being able to play and being nervous. Jalen Brunson put the team on his back again. 44 points. Again, in a money spot, in a legend spot, in a legacy spot. Jalen Brunson does it again. It's amazing. And this game was never in doubt. This game was never close. It never felt close. They never allowed Indiana to come on and get on any sort of run. Halliburton was completely shut down. It was a dismantling of the New York Knicks of the Indiana Pacers by the New York Knicks. And you look at the biggest difference in this game was how Hartenstein and the team just completely dominated the offensive rebounds. I mean, it was outrageous. I think they were plus 17 offensive rebounds, but Hartenstein alone, 12 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's just, you're going to be able to continue shooting and possessions and continue to control the clock and all that stuff. It's a beautiful thing, and Hartenstein was unbelievable today. Even with only putting up 7 points, the 17 rebounds in total was a significant difference, especially the 12 offensively speaking. But Jalen Brunson really is a story. Just how he came back, he looked good. His foot didn't seem to bother him. He was just outplaying the people that were defending him. It was unbelievable. The shots he was making, he was able to create for himself. His foot didn't seem like it was damaging him in any way, thank God. Now there was some chippiness, there was some dirtiness going on. Again, you look at Miles Turner getting into it with DiVincenzo. A really, hard block that could have been, it seemed like could have been something worse than it was. And they were starting to really create this almost a fight, not a brawl, but they got into each other's faces. And I love to see that. Like, you know what? F these guys. F the Pacers. They're really not that good. We know that. They were able to withstand and beat down a already beaten down New York Knicks team the past couple days. This is different. They got some rest. They came back to their home territory. They felt where they feel most comfortable at home. MSG. The crowd was sick, and honestly, it was the perfect rebound to what the Pacers did to them last week, than what the Pacers did on Sunday. So again, 121-91. The closest it was really that first quarter. After that, the Knicks just ran away with it, and it was never close at all. Overall, though, really great job by the Knicks. You cannot complain about this. And now we're going to Game 6 on the road in Indiana. And what I'd like to see is them close it out there. I don't want them to come back to MSG. Obviously, they're comfortable here at MSG, but when you have this opportunity, when you have that 3-2 lead, you don't want to give the opposition an opportunity to come back for a Game 7. You don't. So go to Indiana, take that game there. The Knicks can do it. Clearly, they showed in many different ways of how they can. Listen, you look up and down. I mean, who was really? I mean, I love this stat. Obi Toppin, by the way, all the Nick haters of Obi Toppin, minus 25 on the court. Minus 25. He was on the court for 21 minutes. He was minus 25. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. And you look and see how deep the Pacers rotation is, or how many guys get playing time and whatnot. Halliburton, 13 points. I mean, he did nothing. Siakam, 22, but Nesmith, 8. Turner, 16. I mean, they were able to really just play good defense, not allow big-time opportunities from the Pacers to even make a run, which was the best part. Coming out of that second half, you could see that it's not, even though it was like 15 points, they seemed to try to cut it down, make it close, but the Knicks didn't allow that. They basically put the fork in them as soon as possible, and they just stopped any sort of momentum from the Pacers coming out of that second half to try to cut down that lead, to try to make it a close game. And again, Knicks just, if you're a Knicks fan right now, it's one game. That's all you need. You have 2 chances to do it, one game, and then you're going to take on the Boston Celtics. It's unbelievable. Let's go. If you want to, I like to be interactive, as we all like to do. So please feel free to hit up on these chats right now and see what's going on. Love that when it's basically impossible to bash the Knicks, Sal's nowhere to be found. Oh, come on. Listen, today Sal would have done the same thing. Sal would have done the same thing. Sal would come on and talk about how unbelievable a game Jalen Brunson just had. About how the Knicks just done. Again, what was the one thing that we talked about all day today? If Jalen Brunson comes out and can put up 40 points, Knicks are winning. And that's really the key to victory for them. It's Jalen Brunson. It's all on his shoulders. It sucks to say that, but that is the reality, is that Jalen Brunson needs to put up 40 points a game plus to now, did he really need it today? They won by 30 points. No, but on the other hand, his points were significant. Let's see. The Knicks got it done at Philly. Why not Indiana? I mean, that's true. Man overboard. It's a good point. The Knicks, now this series in particular, though, they don't have the pieces. Or they didn't have the opportunity. First game 3, came down to the wire, and then game 4, they just got completely blown out. So you need to see a different type of Knicks team to be able to withstand and go into Indiana and just cut them down. And they can do it, but they definitely need that sort of energy. Whatever talk happened in between game 4 and game 5, they have to go with that same message. They have to go with that sort of same energy again, because clearly, game 4 was a stinker all the way around. Everyone knows it. You want to forget about it, and that's what the players were basically saying. Like, you just got to move on, and they did. I mean, they completely just moved on and just demolished the Indiana Pacers in a way where it wasn't even close. It really wasn't. But yeah, I mean, can they do it in Indiana? It's a possibility, but they really got to show up. And that type of effort again for Brunson, you're going to have to see it again. But you're going to need to see it from some other guys too. And Hartenstein just dominating the boards like we talked about. McBride playing well, putting up some points. Hart doing what he normally does. DiVincenzo didn't shoot that well today, but he definitely got in it. He was scrappy, and it was, listen, again, almost got into blows with Turner, which is good to see. F Turner, F those guys. The one thing about the Knicks that we've talked about is how grinding out wins they do. They always have to grind out wins. It's this gritty, grindy type of style. They didn't have to do that today. They didn't. It got a little chippy. They got in each other's face because they said, you're not going to F around with us. And I love that. I love that about this New York Knicks team, is that they were able to just completely wipe the floor with them, but still tell them, like, hey, you know what? You're not gonna push us around either. Like, we beat you with the scoring, and we can still beat you with our physicality. It's awesome. It's a new Devin Nolan. It's a new hero with every win. That's true. I mean, listen, again, Hartenstein, I think was a big deal today for him to be able to grab those boards. Again, not putting up a lot of points. Only 7 points for Isaiah Hartenstein, 31 minutes, but the offensive rebounding was again the huge difference. And again, blue collar Knicks, exactly. That's what they are. They're that team that goes out there. They're like you. They're like me. They go out there and they just work their tail off. They work their ass off. That's amazing. And then Shane Goodman, 2 days off instead of one. Let's go, Knicks in 6. Yeah, I mean, we talk about a team on Sunday that looked dead, that looked we looked concerned for them. Losing 2 games in a row, didn't have an extra level to them at all on Sunday, and it looked like they were tired. Like, again, I always said this from day one from this playoffs. Jalen Brunson always looks tired, but he looked extra tired going into these games. This game, he seemed the most energetic I've seen him in the series for sure, and maybe even in the playoffs. He just looked incredible. And now you got a couple more days rest in between, so it's not just that one and back into it. You get 2 days off. Hopefully, whatever's going on with Brunson and his foot heals even more, and maybe we get some good news with OG. And if not, we stay for Game 7. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Amazement 717 to bounce back after a 40-point loss and win by 30 is amazing. This team is mentally tough. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The fact that they looked so bad on Sunday, and then they come back with this type of performance from start to finish, and not allow the Indiana Pacers to get in their head physically, mentally, just to eliminate any sort of duplication of what happened on Sunday. The New York Knicks as a whole stop this. And again, let me just say something. Tom Thibodeau is a really good coach, and he continues to get his players to play amazing and play this way. And now it's a mix of the players wanting to go out there and grind it out, plus his style is to grind out. It's a combination made in heaven. It really is. It's definitely different from the days of the D'Antoni system where you just go out there and just try to score as much as possible, and who cares about defense? No, this team is playing rough and tough, and you gotta love it. I wish we were fully healthy. This ring would be ours for the taking. From Tudak Bori. I can't really understand that name, but yeah, listen. You see Cleveland, win a game versus Boston Celtics, and it makes you think that if they can win a game, a healthy Knicks team could definitely, have a legit run against them. But how do you count this team out? Period. Like, how do you look at the New York Knicks, as depleted as they are, missing the guys they're missing? Obviously the Julius Randle, OG from today, Mitch Robinson. We know that Jalen Brunson is dealing with an injury. Like, we just know it. And yet they just freaking beat the piss out of the Indiana Pacers. How do you sit there and count them out from anything? Yeah, the Boston Celtics are a different beast, but let's go at it. Get it dirty. Get it, grind it out like they always do. Get it dirty. If you can get the Celtics to play some dirty basketball, make it uncomfortable for them, anything can happen. Robert Broadbent, Hart played great on Siakam. He got his points, but had to work for them. Yeah. It's this team is not going to make it easy for anybody. Or up until Sunday, they hadn't made it easy for anybody. Sunday was a little different, but now see it again. It's never going to be easy. And this Knicks team, and I do love it. I mean, I love the Nova Knicks, obviously, all those three, but this team is just built amazing. Even Burks today, another 18 for him. People have to step up, and they're doing it. That's not what you wanted. No one wants to see Alex Burks in the playoffs. Let me tell you, if there's regular season when he came to the team, nobody wanted to see that. But putting up those 18 points is huge. Achua having impactful minutes, getting some rebounds, not many points, but still plus 15 on the floor. That's huge. Mike D, who has a better chance to win Game 6 on the road, Rangers or Knicks? I got to be honest, I think it's the Knicks. After this performance, after the life that they showed, the Knicks got crushed, and they came back and took Game 5, and they just shit all over the Pacers. The Rangers in Game 5 got shat on. And that to me is an issue for the Rangers. The Knicks look like if they could play, even if it's a little tick less than how they played today, they're going to win Game 6 easily. Easily. Obviously, I don't think Halliburton's not well, too. I mean, you could tell that Halliburton's got some injuries. We know he's got some back issues, but he's not 100%. And that affected him a little bit today, too, as you can tell by just the scoring. I mean, 13 points for Halliburton is outrageous. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing for the Knicks. You never want to talk about injuries, but you look at that and say, if he's not healthy and he's not going to be able to put up points and he's not going to be able to do much, good for the Knicks. So I would think that the Knicks, unfortunately for the Ranger fans, Knicks have the easier road, especially because the Pacers, here's the thing, let's be serious. I know the Pacers were a top playoff team. They're 47-35 going into the playoffs. They're not this elite team. Like the Carolina Hurricanes are an elite team in the NHL. The Rangers are the best team in the league in the regular season. They had the most points. Hurricanes are right there. Pacers and Knicks were never an elite team in the NBA season. They were good enough to, get into the playoffs and finish with 8 games above 500 or 10 or 11 games above 500 for Pacers, and the Knicks with the 15-32 record. But again, they weren't elite teams. It was there was like 6 teams that were all like this, and then there was the Celtics. The Celtics are the top notch. Let's see. I think we do having 2 days off. Both Burks is back in the rotation. Yeah. I mean, listen, Burks is there. He did what he had to do. But overall, listen, great win. Go celebrate it. Be responsible. I don't know if we could take over Indiana. I don't know how far away it is. Check the ticket prices. Go fly out there. If we could take over Indiana somehow. If you have cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, you got a sister, a brother, your nephew. If someone lives in Indiana and is a Knicks fan and we can't go, let's send them to Game 6, please. Let's get them into the building so the Knicks fans can try to take over again. Because not for nothing, what happened in Philly in Game 6? We took over. Let's take over again. That is going to be the biggest factor if we can get the Knicks fans to take over Indiana. That's going to change things up. Because, listen, I got to be honest with you. Home cooking looks pretty good for them. The home court advantage in Indiana looked well. But if the Knicks can get their fans there, if you could show up, if you could find a way, tell your friends, go. I think the Knicks have a chance of doing what they did again tonight. Thank you again for listening, watching WFAN Daily with Pete Hoffman as Sal Licata is enjoying some Surfside, I believe, to celebrate this 30-point victory. We'll do this again tomorrow. I'll be back with the boys, Brennan Tierney and Sal Licata, tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Always follow me at Hoff WFAN. But thank you again for tuning in. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Rangers. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.